Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm using my laptop and my Digicam, my digital camera, concurrently. So um, just to have a little backup plan. So, yeah, so we're just going to get right back into it. Um, so this Gabriel card, and I'll put it up here for this camera and put it down here. So this is very important. Very, very important, okay? Balance. And I'm getting like you're going to have to maybe change jobs, relocate geographically, like your home, okay? There's a lot of liberation, okay? Maybe some emotional upheaval because of it, but because with liberation, journey, that came out as one of the definition, one of these cards was really saying, relocation. I think that was one of the words. So balance is really going to come into play because there might be a lot of emotional stuff that comes up. Okay, so, and I apologize in advance if you hear my son. Yeah, we're getting kind of, shack wacky over here. It's been hailing today, which could account for the long upload. I don't know, but it's just, in addition with the black box that pops up. Anyway, we're not going to go into it, but TIs, that's what they're called these days. So I'm going to try to speak up for the digital camera and try to remember to try to be cognizant of that and speak more clearly, more loudly, more profoundly, and directly into the microphone on the digital camera isn't so good. So, yeah, let's get going here. Now, this is the back. Beautiful, right? Rebirth. So this is the card we're going to read, okay? And I'll send you pictures of all the cards that came out for that popped out, okay, for your reading. So, the Solitary. Dedication, self-love, and focus. Card number 24 reduces to 6. The artwork is called Musk Rose. And the definition for this card is on page 82 and 83, which is 10 and 11. A lot of ones there. 11 doesn't reduce any further, and 10 reduces to 1. So 1, 1, 1. Good things. Solitary, solid, lining up, solid column. Within you go. Where are you, arrow? On here. Okay. Within you go. When the solitary visits, you are about to go within, or you are about to go within, to withdraw and retreat from the world for a time. This can be a response to an event from the outside, a trauma, sadness, or betrayal, and the withdrawing inwards, which appears to be depression, is actually a way of respecting the soul's shadow, investigating it, understanding it, and mastering it. Yes, transcending the self. We master the self, and then we transcend the self, and then we're just like, yeah, let's just follow our bliss now. Cool. That's the siddhi, the magic. When you do your sadhana and you have your mukti, your moksha from the samsara, then you arrive at the siddhi. That's the magician, all the manifestation. Oh yes, this is the season, the blessed divine feminine. This is your season. Okay, so this card indicates. Here, let me get more of the light here. This card indicates a time when you will go it alone, walk your own path, choosing to carve a way forward that you can be sure remains true to the deep self. There will be a time of learning, away from the mainstream. So yeah, going deep within, tuning in with nature, self, God. Okay, so we learned stuff from school and 2 + 2 and all. Okay, but then there's the higher learning, and that comes from removing yourself from the mainstream. And there may be times when you feel isolated and somewhat worried about how your new path will be perceived. It can also indicate this is a that it can also indicate that in a past life you have suffered for your gifts and spirituality. When I read this last time, but it got cut off, I started getting emotional because that's what's coming in for the Divine Feminine. So yeah, I don't like to cry in other people's readings, but it was pretty right when it said past life you have suffered, and I went, oh God, I didn't even read the rest. I'm like, oh God, I know. So yes, the Divine Feminine, many past lives we have suffered for our gifts and our spirituality, our high level of wisdom. Okay, so it can indicate that in a past life you have suffered for your gifts and spirituality. You may have experienced a past life as a healer, seer, witch, wizard with a Y, wizard with a Y, or medicine man. And man just means man, moon, okay? Because human, all the colors of mother, man, the moon. In which a new order decreed your power to be invalid and dark. So in a past life as a healer, witch, seer, wizard, or medicine, shamanistics, okay? They judged you. They hunted you down. All these things, okay? This is where all this trauma is buried deep within, and we have all these fears that don't seem rational. We have all this anxiety, right? And it's like with all the poison that's in the environment, yeah, but it's this past life trauma buried deep within our subconscious. Okay, so we're unlocking all this, healing it. This fear still pursues you when you connect with the power of your gift. Whew, yeah, that was a big one for me to we have to just recognize it when it comes up and see it for what it truly is and transcend it and move past it and not let it hold us back and just acknowledge it. So if it seems like it's irrational, this is probably because it is irrational maybe for this lifetime. It's not coming from this lifetime perhaps, but this is the lifetime in which we heal it. So this fear still pursues you when you connect with the power of your gift, resulting in fear surrounding intuition and your natural talents. By going within, we learn more about our soul. It is not a part of the journey that we the journey card you got there. It is not a part of the journey that we necessarily look forward to, but it is a time of great development on the spiritual path and is imperative to growth. Before we can shine our light in the world, we must ignite our inner spark. This going inward is actually the sacred task of tending your own sacred flame and learning from it before turning to matters of the world again. This card can sometimes indicate that a person has undergone a literal near-death experience. So balance, duality, being in the center, so we're not subject to the push and pull of duality, being polarized, oppositional conditioning, okay, masculine, feminine. Okay, so it's balancing the masculine and feminine. So you're both, which means you're neither one, which means you transcend it. So that higher perspective of duality lets you now return back to duality and follow your bliss and have fun in duality, because it doesn't have any hold on you. You're the master, you're the magician. You manifest what you want using what's here, your body, your mind, your emotion, all the power of your heart. That's what the balance is all about, getting you into the heart where all that power and magic is. Okay, by being centered and balanced emotionally, mentally, all this is what unlocks these gifts. It's not a secret. This is If I would sum it up, the whole journey is to achieve balance so that we can transcend duality, okay? The whole journey in a nutshell. Okay, and that's where we unlock all this sacred knowledge. And I was getting, and I don't know if I said it, but getting doula, okay, birthing, the divine feminine, okay, safe passage, so birthing, death and birth, okay. This is a gift of the divine feminine. A man can do it too if he's balanced and unlocks it. Okay, same process. Doesn't matter if you have a penis or a vagina. We all have the Trinity withinity. So there might be some emotional detaching, moving, literal moving away and stuff. Okay, in order to achieve this balance and heal and get going with this, the magic coming in. Okay, it happens to the best of us. I mean, I don't know if I'm the worst, the best, what I would transcending all the duality, right? So it's, yeah, I'm here for you. I got lots of videos. I share my whole journey, the whole passage. So I feel like I'm in a really good place now, and it's only going to get better. And I'm just here to tell you to trust in the process. And yeah, it's just like when you're going to the doctor. I like a doctor who's honest. Like, it's going to be like a bee sting. It's going to hurt. I'll be honest with you. Okay? So that's all I can do over here is so I share my journey and my truth, and that way people can just see that they can get through it too. Okay? And then arrive at where you're getting more and more dreams and into it. Okay, it's just it keeps, it's beautiful. It's the blossoming. Okay, so now we're gonna read the card that came out from this deck, the Earth Warriors. Make sure I get it in this shot too. Earth Warriors. So okay. Oh, fairy forest, beautiful. And I'll send you pics of the did I just say that again? Of the cards that came out. So they just all resonate so well together. So this is Mama Kia, Kila or Kia, tequila. So let me show. Both cameras there. Left camera, right camera, left camera, right camera, camera 1, camera 2, camera 1, camera. So 35, that reduces to 8. Mama Kia, mandala of the moon. Okay, the mandalas were coming in, moon and birth. Okay, the egg and the sperm here. Okay, this looks like a bunch of sperm around the egg there. Can you get that in the shot? It's hard with the digital camera. I'm like, it's like backwards. So embrace your emotions. Okay, that's so Mama Kila. Let's read her. This is a bit of a journey. Okay, so 168, 169, 170, and 171. So that would be a 9, 8, 7, and 6. Yeah? No masters. Okay. So mandala of the moon. I, the lunar mother, bring you my mandala of the moon. And let me make sure I'm speaking into the digital camera well. Okay. The mandala of the moon. To manifest through the law of magnetic attraction, my mandala is the sacred portal through which your dreams, intentions, and visions shall pass into the wholeness of being, from the realm of inspiration into the world of form on earth. Just like here, masculine, feminine, coming together in balance, manifestation, that's the journey. Okay. Safe passage. The bottom card from the Whispers of Love, or was it one of these cards? Okay, the on top of her head, it looked like a passageway through the trees. Okay, so safe passage and the rebirth. Even the back of the fairy cards looks like a yoni. Okay, rebirth, safe passage. That divine feminine is all about death and rebirth. So she assists, just like Julia. I was gonna say Julia Child. She was the original Julia. Like in Flatliners. Okay, like I always think of her. Like, okay, safe passage, death. Okay, and birth. Okay, so midwives, and okay, so this is one of the gifts of the divine feminine, and it could be a man. Okay, but it's just the feminine. The female body holds more of this energy. Moon, mother, death, rebirth. Okay. So your dreams, intentions, and visions shall pass into the wholeness of being from the realm of inspiration into the form. Yeah, bringing spirit into form. Heaven on earth. There is no need for doubt or concern. Yeah, because if we're worrying, we're not trusting in God. For even the appearance of delay signifies that the divine feminine mystery is at work, with timing unfolding according to a higher, loving wisdom. Trust that what is falling away is meant to be, whilst you have faith in new divine works being born. Oh, beautiful. This oracle brings a sign that creative works will reach fulfillment. Relax with trust and positive expectations that all your needs will be met. This makes it easier for abundance to flow and all earthly and spiritual matters to fall into place according to a great and loving higher intelligence. Things are changing, even if you cannot see the physical evidence of this as yet. Trust that your actions are leading you into a better way of life. Rely on the universe. Capital U, universe, one song, heart song, hello. And you shall see, so rely on the universe and you shall see how all things come together according to a timing and higher order that suits you in ways even better than you would have imagined by yourself. This is why letting go is so important, because we're only believing in what we're seeing. That's the only reason why we're holding on, because we don't trust in the unseen. So that means we're not having faith in God. If we trust in God, well, we see God all around us. We see evidence, the blossomings, everything comes back, the egg, everything's perfect, harmony, beautiful, abundance, flowing, blossoming nectar. So we need to trust in the process, surrender, be open. This is also a big, wide open moon. Big, okay, so same with the orb on here, this right here, this here, and then you have the rainbow bridges. Okay, so this ancient, the rose, the blossoming, so the rose doesn't have to try to be fragrant. It just naturally surrenders to the process. That's why it's so beautiful. It doesn't force the process. That's why the color is so rich. The essence is so rich. Okay, it's so passionate, so alive, so much vibrance, so much light, so much electromagnetism. Yeah. Okay, so letting go, it's very important, because there's so much more on the way and better than you can ever even imagined. Okay, unless you're really imaginative. I'm just saying, surrender to it and allow. Don't block the blessings. Be open and allow and receive. We want to hold on to our job because it's safe. Is it really? What if that company closes down the next day? How safe was it? And then you didn't follow your bliss and listen to your divine your destiny, your divine guidance. So having to let go of people, places, things, relationships, family, friends, jobs, houses, cars, stuff, take less money, take no money. Go through an illness, near-death experience, okay? Literal near-death experience, right? That's this, okay? Death and rebirth, the rose represents that too. That's what she is, the passage, death and rebirth. So yeah, just hear my son screaming in the background. I try to get him to stop. I'm like, okay, you can jump all over your trampoline. We're getting shack wacky in here. I get it, so let it all hang out. I guess you got to get it out. So I apologize. I try to be more professional than that, but it's one woman show over here. What can I say? And, you know, tons of angels and stuff, but, you know, whatever. Okay. Yeah, I just really want focusing on that letting go, because we want to just see, that's why we don't want to trust in the hereafter, and people don't trust in God because they only trust in what they see. But it's like this is what we got to transcend, this letting go. It's a hard, this is the process. But this is the goal, balance, and then the reward is all the magic and all your gifts blossoming, okay? Like the beautiful rose, the essence, the colors, it's all the magic. So trust in your gifts. So that was, so here's the spiritual guidance for the card. When we are very focused on something that we want to have happen, we can become impatient and try to control the process. Yeah, no, we have to surrender to it and be open as well, not have any attachment to outcome. We may logically, and we want to run away from it because the it's difficult emotionally, okay? Financially, it can be difficult. So solitary, okay? You're going to have guidance. You're going to have help, okay? Your angels, your higher self, your divine wisdom, your sacred knowledge, it's within you. Okay, getting into this place of balance, having to shed all this old life so that you can unlock that. It's very important. This is where you're at. The liberation part, okay? This Gaia awakening, this sacred, not this time saying with the divine feminine right now, it's off the link. It's off the chain. It's off the hook. It's off and running. So we may logically assume which steps should come next. And if that fails to fall into place as we expected it would, we make further incorrect assumptions, such as believing that if our plan has... I just have to chuckle at that one. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so... Fairy tales, our plan. And that's funny. If our plan has not worked out according to our current expectations, then that somehow must mean that it won't work out at all. Right? Patience. The lunar mother is telling your soul that she knows of your intent. She is saying that you are permitted by the divine to create what it is that you want to bring to life upon the earth, but that there are cycles of creation that must be honored. Yes. She reminds you to trust in the sacred feminine wisdom expressed in the idea that it is darkest before the dawn. Yeah, you might be going into some shadow work, some dark night of the souls. It's okay. You can do it. So this wisdom is symbolically enacted in the natural world, whereby an ending and the uncertainty that can accompany it, in parentheses, the night, right, the darkness, must fall before the new cycle of creation, the day, can begin. On a practical level, this guidance asks us to keep the faith, acting when we can act, and testing when we... let me read that again. On a practical level, this guidance asks us to keep the faith, acting when we can act, and resting when we can rest. Yes, I was going to say in between, resting is very important. Very, very important. Cleansing, fasting, hydration, rest, your vitamins, yeah. the because it's all about balance, and the body's on here for a reason, because this is how we're doing our work. This is our tool, our body. So it guides us to not lose heart even during times when not much seems to be happening. New Age circles often espouse the wisdom of following the path of least resistance based on the Tao philosophy of ancient China. Yeah, the Tao. This wise teaching is often misinterpreted to mean that if things get difficult, one is on the wrong path. That would be a most unhelpful creed to live by, as it would cause you to turn away whenever things become challenging, rather than staying true to your path no matter what may come. That's what I was just saying, and you're going to want to run away when it gets difficult and all this stuff comes up. No, you got to stay the course, because it's like taking all these classes and then you just don't take the last final, and then now you have it incomplete for the class. It's like you did all that work in vain. No, you got one more step to go, and then you might have one more, and then the angels are like, one more, one more. Okay, you're like, how many more? Okay, but you'll get there. Okay, so a more useful interpretation of that wisdom is not to resist the natural cycle of creation. This means accepting the symbolic night. Yes, the evening, the darkness, mother, during which we cannot act, we cannot see, we have to rest and be patient. Yeah, and we have to trust, having faith that the day will dawn at the right time. So we do not insist that things manifest immediately according to our personal opinion about how, why, when, and where. Yeah, that's all ego. Instead, we believe that the universe honors our right to create and is working with us intelligently to bring to life the yearnings of our hearts. Yes, that's right. They want to please our hearts. They respond to our hearts. So when we say ask anything in God's name, it's the same thing, because you have to, when you start talking to God, you can't help but prophesy. You can't help but be in your heart. You can't help but fall down on the ground and connect with Mama. You can't help you. So that's why you shall receive it. You get a response. The universe, because they speak the universe, the song of the heart. So when you speak that, then you can communicate with the universe, and it all opens up and unlocks. And when you communicate, when you're listening to your heart and heart song, communicating with your heart to others, listening with your heart, then you're coming from this balanced place, and you're unlocking your own inner sacred knowledge and that divine wisdom. And as within, so without, as above, so below. So this is getting into the heart. That's what the balance is. The divine has a destiny intended for you. When you surrender, you are led into it. Your spiritual destiny has been crafted for you alone by the source that created you. Who knows you with who created you? Who knows you with extraordinary and unconditional loving intimacy and wishes for your complete fulfillment with a passion that is both tender and fierce. Wow, that was a beautiful sentence. That's why I lost my way there. I'm like, wow, they're really going off on that one. We do all that we can do, and yet we know that we have... Wait, hold on, I lost my place here. We do all that we can do, and yet we know that we don't have to attempt to direct the divine and its mysterious workings of love. Let the Divine Mother evoke peace and reassurance for your mind and heart as you realize that her divine promise is here for you now. All things come in time, and for all things, including your dreams, there is a season. Yes, and that's biblical. Let me plug in here. All right. So, beautiful. Beautiful artwork in this deck too. I see the panther, jaguar, of course. Okay, mandala, yes, the square, four of the earth, the moon. So really manifesting. This almost looks like an omega too. There we go. That wasn't clicked in all the way. Thank you, prompter. Thank you, screen prompter. So yeah, this deck, beautiful deck, the Earth Warrior deck. If you just want to connect more with those cards, that's just a beautiful deck. But yeah, this very much looks like the Omega, like Alpha Omega, okay? Creation. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This digital is at its limit at 30 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to do it in one more part, okay, for the tarot portion. So this will be part 2, and I'll do part 3 coming up, and that'll be tarot, okay? And we'll go deep into some tarot, and we'll get some love stuff, and we'll see what, it'll all sync up nicely, you'll see. So we'll cut that there. Okay. All right.